Last time on True Magnum TV.
Weathered in, mid-morning nap, and all of a sudden Meg hollers out, "Hey, there's a bull moose in camp."
About 150 yards, Dad. That's just a crosshair.
Okay, Malcolm, nice and easy.
I'm sure he can hear my heartbeat. That's what it was. It was thumping through my chest.
Hunting season has begun. And these men will put it all on the line for the hunts of a lifetime. This is True Magnum TV.
True Magnum TV is proudly presented by Zeiss.
In British Columbia, Ken Bryan has successfully harvested a bull moose, and the men have finished packing the meat back to hard camp.
Dad's got his moose, that's great. That was important. But I really wanted him to come up here selfishly just to see the country that I've always wanted him to see. The country I fell in love with, northern BC. He's gonna appreciate that probably even more than the moose. Hey, Dad. Rams on both sides. Come look at this ram. Just sitting up there, bedded, watching us. He's pretty big. He's not bad, huh? That's like the prettiest picture of an animal in North America, I think, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Just unbelievable. Yeah. So beautiful. So that's the beauty of this part of the world. Dad and I went from enjoying a moose hunt together to enjoying a sheep hunt together, and stone sheep to boot. We're glassing some rams. These rams are pouring out of the high pockets, makes them a lot more accessible. And I tell you what, it's looking good. I think it's just a matter of time. One of these rams is gonna be legal. There have been a lot of animals through here since we've been here. Tracks. Yeah, we're pretty much both in the height of our glory. You don't get to do this every day. You don't get to sit in a setting like this with your dad and judge rams and watch for other game in such a setting very many times in your life.
Seeing plenty of sheep for just around the corner from camp, right?
Yeah. That's a good thing. They're out. They're probably trying to get every bit of sunlight too that they can and try and warm up here, get fed up for the winter. So.
They're not stupid.
No.
We have a real problem. We just got the call. It's been below zero, and we've been hunting in it with fall clothes. We got everything on we can put on, and now we find out the weather's getting even colder. A new front's coming in. It's gonna drop even worse, more snow. Worst part about that is hunt's getting cut short. Tomorrow morning, we have to pack everything up and then do an all-day ride, which is normally a 2-day ride, on the following day. And we need to get all that done before the creek freezes up. Otherwise, we got problems with horses getting stranded.
With the weather turning cold like this, it's not so much the snow that's going to slow us down, but what happens is when these creeks start to freeze up, it becomes pretty dangerous. You know, at some point, the horses have a tough time breaking through the ice. It's pretty, you know, slippery for them, and it's dangerous for us riding them. And so, basically, on one of these phone calls there, I had a good discussion with Leif, and it's looking like the weather's going to get really cold, and you know, these creeks are freezing up. We can see that. We're riding around here. We're breaking through ice already. We're starting to get a little bit concerned, and number one priority is to get everybody out of here safe.
It's a bummer to get called out, but you know what? Lives are at stake in this country. This is no game. We got horses back here, 22 horses, several people. This is the real deal. When it's winter here, it's winter here. We thought we already had the unseasonable bad weather we could get, and now we get a new report. The temp's gonna drop even farther, and we may be headed for more snow. If that creek freezes over, we ain't getting those horses out of here. And that's unacceptable. We're getting called out. The last thing I need is for this once-in-a-lifetime hunt with Dad to turn into a survival mission. It's time to get frantically packing up and get this whole camp, horses, people, and gear, home for the year.
True Magnum TV is brought to you by SnapSafe, security everywhere you want it. Grand Lake Adventures. And by True Magnum, the world's best hunting.
In Texas, Bo's client Malcolm King from the UK has just harvested his second to the last animal of his North American Super Slam.
Good job. That was a little pressure. Good shooting.
I can't believe I shot over him. Thank you.
Good job. Climb up here, a little steep. Not so bad. Nicer pictures.
Yeah.
These guys are getting going on the skinning and prepping. We want to get this done before it gets dark here, so losing daylight. But just wanted to, you know, cover how important it is, what they do here in Texas, and the good conservation they've done. These animals were indigenous here in the 20s and 30s, and 30 years ago started kind of reintroducing them and making the habitat better, and built up to a great program. And I'm blessed enough to be able to come in here and hunt these animals. Congratulations, Malcolm. We're happy to share it with you.
Thank you.
A buddy here from Mexico, never come up before. He's enjoying it. Check out how we do it in Texas. Kind of a big deal. Well, it's really nice to invite someone in from a foreign country into our country and just show them what a good success is in our conservation. You know, the desert sheep's one of those success stories that all across the South here, they implemented good conservation and brought the numbers back from, you know, the time of the settlers were really low to, you know, really good numbers, sustainable programs that they introduced sheep more and more to different mountain ranges, put them back where they were indigenous before, and it's been a great thing. And Texas is a perfect example of just exactly how that all came together, and we're blessed enough to get a landowner tag here and be part of that program this year.
1, 2, 3.
At Stone Mountain Safaris in British Columbia, outfitter Leif Olson has notified the men by satellite phone that their hunt is being cut short due to weather.
You see the big rock coming down there, and then there's that spine that comes off this way, and the right side's in the sun, left side's in the shade there. It's right up in the top on one of those little spurs.
How the frick are we gonna get?
I know. Maybe wait for them to kind of feed off or something.
Yeah.
But if we can get to a point where we can get a good vantage.
Is that spruce growing on the backside?
It looks like it, eh?
Well, that'll be our way to get there then.
Yeah.
We've got to pack up this whole thing and a long, long ride tomorrow. I'm just trying to mentally prepare for that. And then all of a sudden, Right from camp, Reily spots a ram. This is the best ram I've seen the whole trip. In 30 days, this guy looks like he's got what it takes, but we're still a long ways away. We got to get a whole lot closer before we can make any good decisions on what this guy is.
At this point, what I want to do, you know, he's going to be feeding either left or either right of the ridge. You know, I'm starting to bet that he's probably going to be on the left side of the ridge, but what I'd like to do is just go straight at him, go right up the ridge that he's on, to give us the option to go left or go right, depending on where we see him, right? If we commit to one side or the other, we're pretty much, he's either going to be there or he's not, and we're not going to have another look at this animal.
We're leaving tomorrow either way. Our one shot at this ram is right now. Normally, we would take maybe 2 days to watch this ram and decide when to go get him. We don't have that option. Our time is right now. We've got till dark.
Because we're getting pretty close here now. I don't know any other way to get a look at him. We don't really have a lot of options at this point, and I'm hoping that we're going to have enough daylight here to get a good judge of legality on him, obviously before we decide whether we want to take him or not. Gotta be just around. You know, one of the things that's in the back of my mind is this might not be very easy. You know, we've got a lot more snow than typically, you know, especially you compare sheep hunting to in August to what we're doing now. I mean, it's a completely different ball game here, right? So we're gonna have to be careful going up this ridge. It's sharp, it's jagged, it's talus, it's boulders, it's, you know, you gotta be careful what you're doing, right? And so, you know, going up this type of stuff in the snow adds that extra element of not being sure exactly where you're putting your feet, what you're standing on here. Sometimes it gives you a little bit extra leverage to get a foothold, and sometimes it doesn't. And you know, we're gonna be fighting this all the way up here.
It's going to be a risky deal, but we got to try. This ram's worth getting closer to.
With minutes left on their last day, Reily and James are taking unusual risks in hopes of getting close to the crown jewel of North American big game.
Are you out of your mind, Reily?
Conquest HD by Zeiss has got to be my favorite set of binoculars for dangerous game hunting.
It's overtime in the high mountains of British Columbia. And Reily Biblo and James Bryan are on a treacherous stalk on what they hope is a mature stone sheep ram.
Holy crap.
He's just not there, you know, and now I'm getting frustrated because we're really getting tight for daylight now, and it's okay, you know, where are you?
You can't hope to physically compete with a ram. He looks like he's in a place he could never get to in this condition, and he looks like he's in a place we're never going to get to. And I can tell you one thing, if it comes to a foot race, he wins.
With these conditions, and especially pressing daylight here, I don't want to get us into a situation where we're going to be in trouble. So we're going to have to go back down to the bottom and try and cut him off on the other side of this ridge. I think that might be the smarter way to go, maybe.
Probably.
Because we're going to run out of daylight in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
In BC, legal shooting light is 60 minutes after sunset. Because of the mountains as high as they are, the sun goes down out of sight long before it's actually crossed the horizon and determining legal daylight. So pretty much if you can see, you're going to be within that time period, right? As soon as it gets too dark to see, to make a good judge or to shoot, and then you're done, obviously.
No. His left side was broomed, too.
Finally, after picking through the rocks like a needle in a haystack, I got lucky. Spotted him, pawing out his bed.
Of course, he's only showing me the broom side, but...
And we're below him, so he's gonna look better than he is.
Yeah, that's just it.
Judging a ram is one of the hardest things a hunting guide does. I've had to do it 3 times, and I didn't like it any time. It's tough, very hard, very stressful. It's not easy, and you can be wrong. So you follow the procedure. If the procedure says it's legal, you shoot the ram. If you can't make it so, you walk off the mountain. I'm just backing off. I don't want to input anything. I've been there before, and you need to go with, you need to see it. You don't need somebody barking in your ear. Let's shoot him, let's shoot him. I'm sure he's legal. He's gotta be, he's heavy, he's broomed, he's got everything you would expect out of an old ram. But unless we can prove it, and Reily feels comfortable with it, no shot's gonna be fired.
That's frustrating.
I wouldn't even look anymore.
Okay. I'm gonna get one more quick look at his tip, but I don't think he breaks.
Could be walking away from a 10-year-old ram at the bottom of the 9th of a 30-day deal. But we have to. That's the game.
Yeah.
Oh, we just needed 10 more minutes of light to count rings. 10 minutes, 30 days, 300 and some miles on horseback. Came down to 10 minutes on the ram.
Yeah.
We're probably about 260 from him right now.
Yeah.
260 yards from a stone sheep ram. It's been great though.
It's been a blast.
Always is, Reily.
Sorry I couldn't make him legal.
No, it's all right. You just run out of light. I think he is. I think he is, but I will not pull the trigger.
That's one animal you do not.
No chance.
Not taking a chance.
I think this ram's legal. I would bet $10,000 that this ram's legal. We can't make it legal. We can't count those rings. I think they're there, but I wouldn't bet any amount of money against walking up on a sublegal sheep that was laying there dead. It's just, that wouldn't be worth anything, so we're leaving. This ram wins, he gets away. There are no other hunters coming in this area. We got an old ram that lives for next season. That feels pretty good too, and we were close to him. We chased him down. We found him. We went to where he bed. He left. He beat us. We found him again. We could have killed him. We walked away, and we walked away with a pretty special story, pretty special moment. And it's hard to explain, but when you're in this wilderness country and you're hanging with animals like this that are so unique and special and in crazy country, you come back. These are the moments that make you come back.
True Magnum TV is proudly presented by Zeiss, Prairie King Ranch, Alberta Parkland Waterfowl Professionals, and by Deltona Outfitters.
In the dark timber, the men are thinking they may have their bull moose. A few more steps, and Chris's hunt will be over.
I'm sure he could hear my heartbeat. That's what it was. It was thumping through my chest.
Oh, it's always nice when the first
First animal you put your scope on is a shooter. There.
That part's pretty cool, and come all the way around the planet and then finishing up something pretty routine and pretty simple for the Western guy, but it's a big deal to him. Sure happy he chose to go with us.
Nice.
Whoa.